What is the best compliment you have ever gotten? For me, my best friend said I was like Isagi last year, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about that. For context, I just finished from the university, and in terms of my results, well, my first year was terrible, and I spent the remaining 4 years trying to recover from that. So that compliment is in reference to my academic life specifically. But I would like the sentiment to be true for every aspect of my life. Isagi is one of my favorite protagonists in any story ever because he's a practical example of what I think humans are and what they should strive for: flexibility and adaptability. This is the main reason why every character and reader gravitates towards Isagi. See, humans are guilty of continually denying their agency and responsibility in different aspects of their life, and this is true for many characters in Blue Lock as well. So Isagi being in control of himself and willing to adapt easily and quickly is something that every character admire and something that I admire as well. Jean Paul Satre in his book wrote on being incomplete. Humans, unlike animate objects that are complete, are forever stuck in a stage of everlasting incompleteness because being in itself is for inanimate objects and being for itself is for humans. And the major difference is that we can comprehend, desire, think on what is and what could be. A way to look at this is that a choice can't be made in advance. Say you want to read 10 books in a year, nothing is stopping you from breaking that standard because those are just words until the moment the choice has to be made. Having a narrow view of who you are and what you want to achieve can become a prison that traps you without you realizing it. For example, in Blue Lock, Baru is a very talented player that wants to be the best striker in the world, but doesn't realize how his vision of himself is restricting what he can achieve. He feels he is complete and doesn't need to change anything about himself. He believes that this is just the way he is, and Sartre believes this is bad fate. Isagi, on the other hand, knows he will never be complete as a striker. He is aware of his limitations and how he needs to always change how he thinks and how he sees himself as a player in every game he plays. This is why Isagi will always be a better player than Baru. For a series that preaches individualism like Blue Lock does, Isagi, the main character, believes in teamwork and everyone else as much as he believes in himself. Isagi isn't afraid to change because the idea that this is who I am removes the element of choice. This is who I am because I choose this to be who I am is more accurate. Sartre believes trading our freedom also means trading our potential, in that we won't get to live our lives by our own consciously made decisions. Another example is Nagy, a player that is one of the most talented players in the story, but he refuses to put his life in his own hands to consciously make decisions about extra training, extra commitment, and how to improve himself. He always puts the choice in someone else's hands because of the responsibility and a chance that he might realize his own limitations. This is something Sagi excels at. Despite how far he has come, he is always quick to acknowledge the shortcoming and find ways to improve. In any story, it is necessary for characters to experience some kind of change, and in sports anime, this usually happens in every match, whether positive or negative. But no character change has been quite like Isagi. The Isagi at the beginning and at the end of every match is always different, and the thing doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It is something that builds, that Isagi keeps deliberating on, making different choices until it comes to the right conclusion, usually at the end of the game. This is visually represented by the puzzle pieces that are flying around Isagi. In the recent arc, Isagi has been at odds with a player on his team for the past 3 matches and it has turned out well so far. But when he came up against someone that he knew he couldn't beat alone, he was quick to drop his ego to achieve what he wanted to do, which is to win, and he suggested that he and the player work together. This is why a lot of people want to play with Isagi or be rivals with him because of his unique abilities to change and adapt to whatever situation he's in. This is why they call him the genius of adaptability. The conscious effort to deconstruct and reconstruct yourself every single time without losing your authenticity is an important life skill that Isagi has mastered that I would like to master as well. In conclusion, Sartre believes in the choice we make every day. We also choose which values we want to upload, to work out today or not, to read today or not, to hold our life in our hands or to give it to others. Whichever choice you make every day reflects on the value you have decided to hold yourself to. So make good choices and adapt to whatever situation you find yourself in, like Isagi Yoichi.